Good afternoon, my beautiful, beautiful kings and queens. I hope that you guys are having a beautiful and a blessed day. There was something on my mind this morning. I can't remember. But it was in reference to the breakdown that comes before the rebuilding. I don't remember the exact way it came to me, but it was about the breakdown before the restoration. Um, Anointed. You can't cry out to God for restoration unless there was something taken from you. You cannot cry out to God to restore your peace, to restore your joy, to restore your happiness, to restore the things that you once had, unless they were taken from you. So we'll look back at Job. Righteous man, stripped of everything, still held on to God. And in the end of the stripping, in the end of the taking away, there was restoration. So that's what I want to talk about. I don't remember exactly how it came to me this morning, but it was the build. It was the build up after the breakdown. That's what it was. The build up after the breakdown. So when the timelines of your life need to change, when you are no longer resonating with a certain time frame, when you are no longer resonating with a certain aspect of your life, that timeline has to break up. That timeline has to basically fall to pieces, because your mind, your heart, your energy is no longer resonating with the timeline that you have been on. So what is going to happen when you're no longer resonating with that timeline? It's going to seem very chaotic, anointed ones. It's going to seem like hell has broken loose in your life. Any way or any shape or any form of discord, any way or any shape or any form of chaos that comes in at that moment, it's actually clearing your path. It's not to hurt you. The storms in life that come, a lot of them are meant to cleanse. A lot of them are meant to wash away the things that were stagnant, to wash away the things that were dormant in your life. And after the storm, you're going to see new life spring forth. But those things that were hindering you, those things that were in your way, those things that were on your path that were stumbling blocks, they have to be removed. And a lot of us will take this as, oh my God, I am losing my reality. Oh my God, I am losing this timeline. Oh my gosh, I am losing this, losing this, what was once my norm, which was once my everyday go-to, my way of living, my way of life. But it's not that, anointed one. It's just that you've elevated. It's just that you've graduated. You've gone to a next level, and you've gone to a next dimension in your elevation, in your thought process, in your maturity, in your divinity. You've gone to that next level. But now your reality is no longer matching your frequency. So all of that has to fall apart. And when it's falling apart, don't lose it. When it is falling apart, just know that something else is going to come together in its place. Something else, something greater, something grander, something that you can't even think of or imagine is about to replace that which you thought you just lost. Before the restoration can happen, there has to be a wrecking of that old timeline. We can We can look at Joseph. He lost his family, he lost everything, only to be reestablished in the royal camp. Job, he lost everything. He lost his health, he lost his family, only to be reestablished with even greater. So the timeline has to fall apart. And when that timeline is crumbling, please do not panic. When that timeline is dissipating, do not panic. Do not lose hope, because something else is about to take its place. And that is the idea of restoration. The idea of restoration is actually a replacement. The idea of restoration is taking one thing and putting something else better, greater, grander in its spot. So this is what a lot of you anointed ones have been going through in this season. God required that the storm came, and he required that the storm washed away everything and cleansed everything in your life that was holding you back. He required that the thunder came, and the lightning, and he required that the rain fall even heavier. And that's what stress of life looks like. That's what financial difficulties look like. That's what marital problems look like. Those are the storms that come, but they come to clear your path, and they come so that you will one day receive restoration. Your timeline, anointed ones, is shifting. Your timeline is changing. And on this new timeline that you guys are about to enter into, expect divine repayment. Expect divine restoration. Expect divine provision on this timeline, anointed one. You guys have already gone through the worst. You guys have suffered. You anointed ones have gone through some stuff that, had those that were on the outside looking in, had they gone through that, they would not have made it. So now that you are changing timelines, you're not going to see a lot of people anymore. You're not going to see a lot of those people that were on the old timeline. And it's simply because the frequencies no longer match. The frequencies no longer resonate. So they're left on one timeline. You may be going to the next timeline, vice versa. Everybody is in a different timeline right now. But those that are matching your frequencies, that's who's going to start to come into your timeline. That's why it felt like you guys were in loss. That's why it felt like you guys were in lack. That's why it felt like you were not being accepted. That's why it felt like everything that you knew was being taken from you. It's because you were changing timelines. It's because you were actually changing realities. And as weird as that sounds, as far out as that sounds, it's actually biblical. You're required to leave certain things behind. You are required to leave certain places. You are required to leave certain individuals behind if you are to go to that next level. When you see, when God wanted to bless Abraham, he had to come out from amongst. He had to leave Lot, and they had to go their separate ways because the timeline was about to shift. God was about to make Abraham the father of many nations. So therefore, the split had to take place. That shifting of timelines had to take place. And that's where a lot of you anointed ones are, where God has called you, he has separated you, he has brought you out from amongst in order to give you your inheritance. Same with Joseph. Joseph, he was thrown into another timeline. And a lot of you guys may experience that. You may not have been the one that chose to leave. You may not have been the one that chose to leave the former things behind, but a lot of you guys were actually pushed into another timeline, whereas where Joseph was sold into slavery, his brothers actually pushed him into that new timeline. Joseph didn't ask to be sold, but because of the deeds of others, he was thrown into another timeline. And this is what the anointed is facing right now. Either you got up and you left, or you were actually thrown into a whole nother timeline by the wickedness of others, by the cruelties of others. You were thrown into a different place of resonance. And adjusting to that seems a little bit weird, anointed one. Adjusting to the new timeline, however you got on this new timeline, it's a little weird, because number one, you've never been there before, and then number two, the old ways no longer apply. How can you pour old wine, or how can you pour new wine into old wineskins? You can't do that. You have to pour all of that out, get a new wineskin, and then you can pour that in. So for a lot of you guys in this place of newness, you've never been there before, and it requires everything to be new. It requires your mindset to be new. It requires your way of thinking. Your everything has to be new. And don't panic. Don't panic if that's you. Don't panic at this season of crossing over into the new timeline. Don't panic at that, because you guys prayed, you guys requested so much from God, and God saw, or he put the vision in you. If it was not possible, you would not have gotten the vision, anointed ones. But God saw your heart's desire. He placed that heart's desire in you, but he knew in order for you to reach to this next level, that old way of being, that old timeline had to fall apart. And it looks chaotic at first. It looks strange at first. It looks a mess. It looks a mess at first. But I promise you, if you just trust the process, anointed ones, I promise you, if you just give your all to the maker of all, and just trust the leading and the guiding of God, however he may give you your signs, however you may receive your synchronicities, however God talks to you, if you just trust that, I promise you, on the other side of this chaos, on the other side of this storm, or on the other side of this mess, there will be greatness. There will be something so new, something so grand, something so amazing on this other side. But that timeline that you were once on, it has to collapse. That timeline with the things that you felt were holding you back, it has to come to an end. It has to collapse on itself. And that's what it is. It's basically a black hole, and it sucks all of the things that were no longer resonating with you. That black hole, it swallows everything around it, and out of that, newness is born. Out of that, you're going to build a brand new world out of that old collapse. You can't go back there, anointed ones. I don't know who I'm talking to, but that old timeline has collapsed, and you cannot go back. This is your season of new, anointed ones. I love you guys. Have a beautiful and a blessed day. And remember, always, always be kind.